Hello everybody, this is Arctica the Fox, and I just graduated from high school! Woo! Well, my official graduation date was June 1st, but tomato tomato, right? So, if y'all didn't know, yes, I am a high school graduate and now a legal adult. And man, was high school one hell of a ride. It had its ups and downs, but overall, I really enjoyed my high school experience. If I could sum up high school in one word, it would probably be insightful. It was a very insightful experience for me because I got to discover new things about myself, attend large school gatherings, and overcome my own struggles. All of this has helped me mature over these 4 years into the person you see before you today. But in order to get the full picture of what my high school experience was like, we must start at the beginning. Freshman year, the year that started it all. Actually, freshman year for me started before classes even began, since I signed up to join the school's marching band. They promised that I would have a great time and make a lot of friends there. And well, being the socially awkward and anxious kid I was, I needed all the help I can get in terms of making friends and talking to people. Overall, band camp was really fun, and also taught me the value of hard work, perseverance, practice, and teamwork. But during the time, I was still kinda lonely because I was terrified to talk to people. I just didn't want to appear weird or annoying to anyone else. But I did eventually make one friend that I connected with a lot, and later on kinda had a small crush on. She was also my first ever girl crush, which had me very shook. Anyways, when school actually started, I made some more friends through my classes and during lunch. This was also probably the biggest school I had ever attended by far, and it was only around 2,000 students large. I felt even more out of place and lost than I was before in my previous small schools, but luckily I had a close group of 4 friends, including me. In terms of school academics, it was a bit more advanced and difficult than what I was led to believe from other freshmen that I talked to during 8th grade. But this was mostly due to the fact that I didn't really like asking teachers for help because I felt like I was inconveniencing them for some reason. In hindsight, that was an idiotic idea because our family paid me to get a good education and I should have used all the resources I could in order to get our money's worth out of it. If I could give any incoming high school freshmen some advice, it would be don't be afraid to explore anything and everything that the school can offer you, such as using the computer labs, the library, tutors, counselors, teacher office hours, and don't forget the clubs. Also, another side note, definitely be mindful of the friends that you make, because the last thing you want to do is to make enemies that you will spend the rest of your 4 years stuck with. I've not experienced this myself personally, but I've seen it happen to other people, so please be careful and be mindful of this. Sophomore year was probably the worst year of high school out of my 4 years there. Just a viewer discretion, I do talk about some very heavy topics during this segment, so I suggest you skip to this timestamp right here if you would rather not hear about this. Sophomore year was the year when I had almost no contact with any of my friends during the school day. I didn't have people to talk to, and my thoughts started stewing and piling up in my brain. I also started to worry more about how my current grades were going to affect my future, and I had this desire to motivate myself to try harder and get better grades. If I got better grades through studying for tests or remembering to do homework better, which I often had trouble with, it would lead to a better college, a better education, a better job, and a better life. But I didn't really know how to do that responsibly, and I wanted quick results, which resulted in the worst decision of my life. I disciplined myself by scolding myself every time I got a bad grade, whether it was missing homework, forgetting to study, or simply not understanding the material. But prolonged use of this technique led me to slowly internalize all those negative thoughts, and I actually started believing in them. I felt hopeless, as if I couldn't achieve anything in my life, and that whatever I tried to do, it was too late to try anyways. This chaosism, as I've come to call it, took over my life and my body, and I just sat there not doing anything about it. It also started affecting my ability to function at a high cognitive level. I was forgetting things even more, I couldn't concentrate, and I almost stopped enjoying life. I felt like I was disappointing everyone around me. This went on for over 6 months without me getting any help because I thought I didn't deserve anybody's help. Then something happened, which I don't really want to go into details about, that suddenly snapped me out of it. That was when I was finally able to see a little bit more clearly that I needed to stop this behavior and mindset at once. And this began my rocky journey to recovery. If I can give anyone in sophomore year advice, or maybe just advice in general, please do not scold yourself or punish yourself for making mistakes. Just acknowledge them, learn from them, and move on. Reward yourself instead when you do something good, and it'll make you feel much happier and much more productive. And please don't be afraid to open up. I know this can be hard in practice, but people genuinely do care about you and want to help you through your struggles. Don't do what I did and just stew alone your thoughts, because they can eat you up from the inside like a ravenous infestation of maggots. Please seek help and guidance. You are worth it, and you do matter in the grand scheme of things. Junior year started off kinda rocky. I was still recovering from sophomore year and was still very much alone. However, I was determined to set things right again. At this point, I had made lots of progress, but it started to plateau at a certain point, and I started getting anxious about regressing back into my sophomore mental state. But I still trucked on through and landed some very good SAT and ACT scores through practice and perseverance. I gained back my mental capacity as well and noticed an increase in remembering to do homework or remembering test dates. At this point, I still wasn't comfortable telling my parents about this because I didn't want them to freak out over it, and I just needed time to figure myself out. That was when I decided to start opening up to my friends instead, and got in contact with them to help me through my recovery, simply by having people to talk to. I got reconnected with my second ever friend I made in freshman year by the name of Oceana. It turns out she was also struggling with her own demons, and it gave us something to bond over. We started seeing each other more, as well as in school and throughout school activities. That was when my second ever girl crush happened. I kind of had an unhealthy obsession over her. I knew that she didn't like me back in the same way that I liked her, but I was perfectly fine with that. Just being there for her and seeing her make progress in her recovery gave me a reason to wake up every morning. She was also the first person I ever opened up about having a crush on, and she was fine with it. Later on, my crush on her faded in intensity until it disappeared. I had also pretty much fully recovered from my sophomore year slump, and by then, Oceana was also making great progress, which made me a very proud friend. If I can give some advice to any juniors out there, connect with people who understand and share some of your struggles, and stick by your closest and most loyal friends, because you can really help each other up during the darkest moments in your life. And finally, we reached senior year. Senior year for me went by kind of fast, but no less exciting than any other year. I had just applied for colleges, and I had also made some new friends, who were, funnily enough, juniors. I learned to loosen up and have more fun with other people instead of being holed up alone at home all the time. I also started attending random school events, no matter how lame and boring they actually were, and also took some really fun classes. Psychology class got me really interested in cognitive and neuroscience, and helped me figure out a possible major I wanted to pursue in college. We had a great teacher by the name of Robin, who shared with us his experiences in life, his wisdom, and his passion in psychology that inspired us to make a difference in the world. He taught us to always love others and be grateful of those around you and what they have done for you. Senior year was such a blast. Aside from the grueling work of AP Calculus and studying for 3 AP exams, and I had so much fun learning to enjoy and love life again. For any upcoming high school seniors, here's my advice. Manage your time for work and play, but remember to enjoy your last year in high school and go all out. Be proud of who you've come to be, celebrate and have fun with your friends, and make memories with them that will last a lifetime. Play hard, but also remember to play safe, cause honey, you got a big storm coming. My high school experience overall was really crazy and all over the place, but in the end, I wouldn't trade my experience for the world. Even the bad parts. I was able to grow and mature through my experiences and mistakes and bloom from a small bud into a beautiful and strong flower. Gone are the days of me being scared to talk to new people because I'm afraid of what they'll think of me. Gone are the days of my chaosism. I am proud, I am positive, and I am a Spartan. I hope y'all take some of my advice to heart and use that to your advantage in your high school experience. Just remember, life is what you make of it. Use your resources, be smart about your choices, and don't forget to have fun along the way. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Infinite love and gratitude. Ciao! Gone are the days. Gone are the days. Gone are the... why is this so hard for my tongue and my mouth?